It's Lex. We are back with another live market session. If you were on the call yesterday, welcome back. If you're not, nice to meet everybody. My name is Lex. I am partnered with Surge Trader as one of the live market session analysts, and I offer my own education. So that will be in the bio moving forward. I know I've had a couple of people, not sure if they're on this call, ask me how they can, get in touch with me on my website or even look at my packages. So that'll be there. I do want to go over the news and I do want to go over the markets. Um, our NZD cat played out yesterday, but it was very quick. You definitely need to make sure you have your risk management and your trade management disciplines in place. For examples, like I'm getting ready to show you. So let's go ahead and dive into Forex Factory. All right. So for those who don't know, I always like to start off the day with news. I think it's the most important, just because we want to make sure that based on the pairs we're trading, if we have any volatility that we need to pay attention to, that we're doing so. So here we are. We have 8:15 red folder news, ADP non-farm employment change. Then 9:45, we got some yellow folder, nothing substantial. 10 a.m. we got some red folder USD news. So this is something I would be keeping my eye on. If you're trading any pairs that have USD in the currency pairs, then this is something that you're going to want to pay attention to. So 10 a.m. we'll definitely keep our eye out. Let's move over to the charts. Share screen. All right, so guys, let's go over to the DXY. So DXY has been creating a new series of highs and higher lows, right? So at this moment in time, we do have this new higher high on the DXY. So at this point in time, the whatever time frame you're on, daily, 3 hour, 4 hour, I like the higher time frames. For me, I consider higher time frames anything 3 hour and above. So we'll say 4 hour is bullish. So right now, we are bullish on the DXY. Until this level breaks, we're bullish, right? So even though I'm in this pullback, it doesn't mean that I'm overall bearish, right? I'm still overall bullish. I have my new high of the day right in here. This is my last higher low, so this would be my last line of defense. All right, so for our last line of defense right here. All right, so as long as price stays either equal or above it, we are maintaining structure. So this, but not this. All right, that's not in the equation. So right now we're just pulling back. Again, guys, I'm going to have to reiterate this over and over. It is the first week of the month, which is my least favorite month of the to trade. It's a little more manipulated. It's just not as beautiful, right? It's not as trendy and fluid. So you want to be patient here. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's go over to NZD, which was my call out, which was here. All right, so I actually took an entry from here early in the week, secured the bag at 81 pips. Then I mentioned this scaling yesterday to you guys on the call. I actually took this on the call with you guys. I took an entry somewhere in here, put my stop loss above this level, and as you can see, we ran it beautifully, and then we just completely spilled. So this was 50 pips setup that you could have taken, and here's why this trade is I love when these kind of things happen, and here's why. Because this right here is immediately exposing the fact that you would have either had trade management disciplines or no trade management disciplines. So for me, I took my profit at 81 pips because that's enough for me, and then I caught the scaling, right, and I took 50 pips off of this entry right in here. So over, I got like 130 pips total for my week so far, right? So I can kind of throttle back. Well, the beautiful thing is that as soon as I took profit here, I had two entries. I left one running. I took profit on, like $500 on this one. And then on this one, I got knocked out break even. So guys, you must have some type of risk management in place where you're either okay with what you're willing to lose. So if your stop loss gets hit, it's no big deal. You'll just take the loss. Or you have to be comfortable with getting away from your entry and going break even so that if you are knocked out, you're just knocked out break even, right? I'd rather get knocked out break even over and over again than have my stop loss hit personally. So I try to move break even as quickly as I can, and this is why. It's this example right here that you're looking at. And if I have a lisp today, guys, it's because I have my retainers in. I have Invisalign, so kind of saying my words a little funky. But if you were to have trade management disciplines, you would have just been knocked out break even and it didn't work out. And that's the way you trade. You got to find ways to protect your capital. So this could have been a situation where I had one entry, it hit my TP, and let's say I didn't go break even or I didn't take my profits. You would have seen all this profit and then you would have seen it wiped away with about 10 pips in drawback if you took the entry where I took the entry, right? So very important, guys, that you have those type of disciplines in play. And ZDCAD did exactly what we wanted, but I can't control this, right? Market can't control this. You can't control this. Or excuse me, the only thing the market has control of is this random thing, right? Like I can't control the market doing this. Only the market can. So my job as a trader is to establish trade management and risk management disciplines. And those are different. Risk management is how much I'm willing to risk and lose up front before I'm ever in the trade. Trade management is the actual trade and how much, how much pips am I willing to go into profit before I move break even? How often do I want to go break even? Do I want to just leave my stop loss open and not break even and risk taking the loss? So all those things kind of come into play. At this point in time on NZDCAD, it's a waiting game. There's nothing for me to call here. It can either break here and we can be off to the runnings like this, or we continue down like this. So it's going to be a waiting game here. I do like the level that we are reacting off of, but I would say remain patient and let's see what happens. Let's see if we spill over. Do we just completely explode through these levels? And that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. Gold is really bearish. Let me do a quick. I'm going to run through all these pairs because they're just in all awkward spots. New low on AUD/USD. So again, guys, new low. I'm looking for the pullback. And then to continue on with this trend. All right, so right now there's nothing for me to do. I'm not looking to buy this. Me as a trader, my best trades are always with the trend. I'm always having such profitable weeks when I stay with momentum and with the trend. So right now I'll let this pull back, and when it's ready to give me some sort of resistance, then I'll sell this down, but nothing to do here. This is another one, nothing really to do. It looks like we're kind of actually changing character and excuse me, guys, direction. So this is looking like a directional shift. So I'm curious. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I had one of these marked. So we can see that we got some new lows, lower highs. But again, this isn't one that I'm interested in. So nothing there. Again, AUD/CAD created this new low, reacted off this level, and then we stopped here and we're pushing back up into this high. So expect that. Nothing there. Nothing there. So this is one that has caught my eye. And I'll tell you why. Because we right now are at this last line of defense on the 4-hour, guys. And on this 4-hour time frame, we're looking at price reject my last line of defense right in here, right? This is my LLOD, meaning price cannot trade lower, right? Because this is semantics right here. This is barely a new high, but if you consider these equal highs, this is the higher low responsible for this high, which makes these 2 points, I'll kind of group them together, my last line of defense. So what I have here is I have price floating at my last line of defense. So this right here could potentially shape up to be a high probability setup. Look how price runs this level right here, and we close with wick, 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 right? We're just closing with all these wicks, guys. 1 candlestick rejection, 2 bearish bullish, 3 rejection, 4 rejection, 5 rejection, 6 rejection, 7 rejection. So we're just rejecting this level left and right. Now what we really want to see here, guys, is we want to see price get above this internal level right here. We want to see price break above that level and then potentially head higher. But I do like the idea that these are at last lines of defense. But guys, you got to remember that we do need to flow with the trend. At this point in time, let me see NZUSD. It's kind of ugly. We're kind of at these lows. It's just in a really weird spot. But if this can push away from this level, I think we could probably climb into these highs here. Short-term TP, maybe even here. All right, so I'm going to mark off some short-term TPs if price permits. We're already 1 for 1 for the week. Handed out 50 pips yesterday. So beautiful. So I got short-term TP1. I got short-term TP2. Short-term TP1 is 63 pips. Short-term TP2 is 128 pips. So let me hop into my lower time frames. Yeah, so let's see what we can get here. I might even slide my stop loss right to under this low. I'm not in this trade, but these are just ideas, guys. You know, this isn't one that I absolutely love, right? I don't adore this trade setup, um, but I think we have some beautiful rejections here that we can't miss out on, right? Like this is literally to this last line of defense level, and we are just rejecting. And while the DXY is bearish, maybe we could see this push up a little more, but maybe there's potential here. USD CAD, not interested. This is SPX. If you trade SPX, maybe we could see this thing pull back before continuing down. Nothing to do here. Again, we're at lows. I don't sell lows. I sell highs. Nothing for me. Nothing for me. This is Euro USD. So this is my last line of defense on the Euro. Again, maybe we can see something like this. Still waiting. Oh, this is one I like, EuroCAD. So this is one that actually has my attention. I like the fact that we just printed on the 1 hour slash, we could call this 45-minute, or we can call it the 1 hour. 1 hour last line of defense. I'm getting a new high in here, right? I love a new high. A new high always indicates, for me, future highs, or new high indicates that price is getting ready to pull back and I'm going to have an opportunity to enter. So what I'm waiting for, guys, I'm waiting for price to come back into here, and I'm going to take this higher. So this is a waiting game as well. This one's not ready to do anything yet, but I do like the fact that we have some new beautiful, beautiful momentum. We broke structures in here, right? Broke this one, we broke this one. So let's see if we can come back into this level and retouch and keep our eye out on that one. But for right now, there's nothing to do. This is at a high. I'm not looking to buy at a high. I got to be patient, guys. GBP odd. Maybe we can see something like this. Bounce into this high. But right now, it's just not my favorite market conditions. But I do like this new high in here. So I would watch out for GBP odd as well. Let's see if price can come in here, guys. And it's only if we get it. Remember, these things are only if our price action confirmations hold true. So we can come in here maybe and bounce. So if I can get one more bounce off this level and actually hold it, because we broke my 4 hour last line of defense. We take a look here. This is my last line of defense to this low. We broke above it. So we're trading above it. Now it just becomes a flip zone. So I'll leave it on there right now, but this is one that could be great. GU, new low, 4 hour last line of defense. We're in the pullback. And then this is just another NZD CAD kind of setup, because I was looking like, okay, well, if it's not, let's say it's not going to sell off anymore. And let's say we have something like this. We have this is just another option. It's my responsibility to make sure that I'm sticking true to like what I know, right? I'm not trying to convince myself of anything. I'm just giving myself possibilities, guys. So if we scroll down into here, this doesn't look like a bad possibility. It looks like we're getting an internal break here. So what happens here, guys, is we've established support right in here. And this is how you have to move with the markets. You've got to be willing to adapt. If you don't adapt, you'll get eaten up in this market. All right, so it looks like we have an internal break. Let's see. I love these. Yeah, it's looking like an internal break. So I think we're going to climb back into these highs, guys. I really do on NZD, NZD CAD, excuse me, not USD. We're starting to break this level. Let's see what happens here. But we want to see this kind of structure, right? You guys remember, anytime I'm looking to continue buying, I want to see resistance levels breaking in the uptrend. Here it is. We break, and we push higher. So I'm looking for the same thing essentially here. I'm looking for price to give me this. If it does not, then there's just simply no trade. And that makes trading so easy, because if it just doesn't do it, then I don't have a trade set up. But right now, I do like the reaction off this level, right off that beautiful previous higher high. So, you know, your projections could potentially be here as well. So you just got to be open to both of these things simultaneously occurring, right? Be ready to adapt. Looks like this thing's going to fly. So, you know, my favorite setup right now, not that one anymore. My favorite setups right now are NZD USD. I really like this. I really like this one. and it's high probability. Like, it's not like I like it because I can see into the future. This isn't one of those things where I got to know what's going to happen next. You don't have to in trading. You got to be ready to adapt and react, right? It's not a game of fortune telling and making sure that I can see into the future. It has nothing to do with that. It's everything to do with making sure that even if I thought this and then it does that, that I can react to what it does. All right. I want to stay on my toes. I don't want to get complacent and marry my bias. That's like what kills traders, is when traders marry their bias and they go, no, I'm convinced this is bearish. But what is price action telling you? Is price no longer respecting your resistance? Is price no longer respecting your support? Then you have to be open to, alternate conditions where it's not wanting to do what you originally had thought it was going to do. So this is something to definitely keep your eye out on. But only if we break above this level right here, guys. We got to get above this neckline right in here. If we do not, we push lower. We push into these lows. So if we don't get that, no worries. I haven't taken this trade yet, so it's nothing for me to get into yet. But I'm interested in the area that it's in, and I'll continue to stalk price and monitor price action as we go. But for right now, we just got a bearish pullback right now in DXY. So it's a game of patience. One of my students in the chat this morning, she's my top student. She's a beast. And she wrote, here's a tip. There will be times when the market seems unclear. It's okay to wait, sit out, do nothing. I'm just not a fan of the market this week. So I'm in observation mode mostly. And that's what makes her so profitable, is the power is not in knowing when to strike. It's not in knowing when there's a good setup. The power is knowing when not to do anything. So, trading, it's not easy. It's not easy because it's gonna pull out the pieces of you that you have to improve on. You have to reflect on and try to make sense of it and get it in a working fashion to work with you in the markets. Otherwise, it's just going to be the problem child for you in the market, and you don't want that. If you can eliminate bad habits, anything like that, the quicker, the better. Make sure you're doing so. But nonetheless, we got to remain patient on these. This was another trade setup that I took, and I took it here, and then took my profits right here, another 88 pips. I'm up like 200 pips for the week. So it's been really beautiful. I cannot complain, guys. And that's kind of a lot for NFP week. I don't usually get that many pips, guys. I don't get that many usually. I'm very hesitant. I'm either taking like small losses or making barely anything, just being a break-even kind of week. Because first week, for whatever reason, even in my trading journal, it just says that week's not the best. You got to respect it, and you just have to allow price to develop more and so forth. So anytime I get into the first week of the month, I tend to throttle off a little bit and be more cognizant of my disciplines and things like that. So every day after you're in the market, you should be looking in your trade journal. If you took a trade, you should be journaling your trade so that the next day when you come in and you get ready to go, you have everything kind of instilled that you need to take with you into the next day. So not a ton, it's kind of like on August 28th when I told you guys, first week, it's just not my favorite. So be patient, be patient with us at Surge Trader 2, giving these market session analysis, because, this isn't the best week to do it, but coming into, the second week of October, third week, fourth week, we're going to have a lot of good movement. It's just how it always goes. It's what we saw in September as well. After having like a week of ugly no movement, people blowing accounts left and right, because that's what the market's designed to do, guys. It's going to test your psychology. It's going to make you, get out of your comfort zone with things and see if you can really just stand by it and hold true to it, And if you can do that, you're going to be in really good shape in these markets. But this NZD, don't kill yourself over it. I don't know if it's worth taking right now. I want to see this neckline break. If this neckline breaks right here, then I'm interested in scaling in and getting into these highs. But for right now, we're doing nothing. So I'm not even going to put that on because I don't want you guys to take that trade until we have a break. So not a lot, but I gave you guys everything that we could work with. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Be patient. It's NFP this week, so don't do anything crazy on your account. My link will officially be in the bio. So if you guys are interested in any sort of mentorship, education, analysis, infographics, one-on-ones, Definitely take a look at the website. But with that being said, guys, I gotta get out of here. I have some work to go do, and I will catch you guys next Tuesday. Peace.